Greetings, my saplings. Alright, so in today's video, we are going to be discussing the Nike Air Max 97 CR7 Portugal Patchwork. To be more specific, guys, like always in these How to Cop guides, you know what's up. We're talking about some release info, how to cop them, you know, how you could get your hands on a pair, some resale predictions for those of you who do care, and for this specific video, I did also wanted to mention some significance for the shoe. Now, before we got into any of this, what I briefly wanted to discuss with you was about the Air Jordan 1 Homage to Home. So a lot of you guys were wondering, Keith, why didn't you make a How to Cop guide? Well, I didn't make a How to Cop guide because there were only 3 raffles that you were able to join. So what I actually did was I just tweeted them out on my Twitter, and all my subscribers by now already know how to make the multiple entries, so I figured I'd tweet it out now. And the reason I didn't make a How to Cop guide is because all the stores that are going to be releasing them via first come first serve, or I guess the Nike draw, will be on May 19th. So as we get close to May 19th, I will be making the How to Cop guide for those, of course, but hopefully you guys were following my Twitter. It is KeithAdam10, so definitely go check it out if you haven't already. Also, turn on post notifications so you stay updated on that How to Cop guide. But with that out of the way, I know why you're here. You want to know about the Air Max 97 CR7 and how to cop them and some resale predictions, so let's talk. So to kick it off with some release info, these already released in Europe on March 31st and a couple of first come first serve sites, as well as Nike Europe, obviously. However, they will be releasing in the US on April 24th. The retail on these sneakers will be $170, but with that out of the way, why don't we jump into how to cop them? Let's talk about how you could get yourself a pair of these Air Max 97 CR7s Portugal Patchwork. As of now, there's only going to be one site, or I guess you could call it an app, and that is going to be the Nike Sneakers app. Unfortunately, because the Nike Sneakers app sucks. So they will be releasing on April 24th, like I said, at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Nike Sneakers. Now, as of right now, it is going to be a first come first serve. It is not going to be a draw on Nike Sneakers. And the reason I'm saying this is because usually when you see a shoe on Nike Sneakers, as we get close to the release date, if it's going to be a draw, if you go to the top left corner, and this is only in the app, if it says draw opens on and it says the date and the time, in this case it will be April 24th, 10 a.m. Eastern time, it would say draw opens April 24th, 10 a.m. Eastern time. As of now, there's nothing up there. Of course, if it changes, I'll probably make a tweet on my Twitter just to keep you guys fully informed. But as of now, it is only a first come first serve. So if it is a first come first serve, let me give you some tips on how to cop via first come first serve on the Nike Sneakers app. So I guess to kick it off, I am going to recommend that you do use the app, and I'll mention why later. So definitely don't use your computer for this unless you definitely have to, because there are a couple of advantages to using the app. Before we get into those advantages, what I first want you to do is on the app, or you could even do this part on the website, make sure you're signed in, head over to your settings and select your size. Now, if you're going for a personal pair, obviously you're going to want to select your actual size. However, if you only plan on reselling these, listen to this very closely. This is just a strategy. You don't have to take this into account. However, it is something I like to keep in mind when it's a shoe I don't like. Now, this is a shoe I do like, so this is a personal pair. I'm not going to be doing this. But for you guys who only want to resell, listen to this. Since it is a limited shoe, only go for a size 10 or a 10.5. The reason I say this is because those two sizes have around the same demand as almost every other size, maybe a little more. However, they have definitely way more stock than the other sizes by far. And this goes for almost any single shoe there is. You will notice that for the most part, sizes 10 and 10.5, they don't necessarily have the most resale value at all. There is definitely a lot of demand in those sizes. However, there's also plenty of stock. It's not just demand, it's supply and demand, guys. So here's what I suggest. Only go for the size 10 and a 10.5 if you're only reselling. Now, this is a conservative approach. You're not going to make as much money reselling. However, this is your best chance to at least make some money. If you want to make the most money possible, obviously you want to go for some of the more rare sizes, which we'll discuss as we talk about the resale predictions. But if you just want to make some money, your best chance would be to set your size as a 10 or a 10.5. Either one works. Now, also in your settings, what you want to do is fill out your address. However, this is one place where a lot of people mess up, and it's definitely understandable. I could see people doing this, but after you fill out your address, you have to make sure that you check the box that states set this as your default address. If you don't do that, it's not automatically going to put that in as your address. You want to make sure you have that box selected so when you go to check out the shoe or when you attempt to purchase the shoe, it's already filled in and it's going to save you a ton of time. And the same exact thing goes for your payment method. Now, for payment method, you have an option to use a credit, debit, or PayPal. I personally suggest using PayPal. That's just because I've had all of my luck through PayPal. Now, this could definitely be a coincidence because I know obviously credit card does work, debit card does work, but this is just my advocation. If you happen to have a PayPal, go ahead and use PayPal. Of course, if you don't have a PayPal, no big deal. Now, getting into the reason why I suggest using the app over the computer. If you have an iPhone, I would definitely suggest that you take advantage of Apple Pay. Even if I have an iPhone 6. Now, even with an iPhone 6, which I have, it's still quicker than what you would usually do without Apple Pay because you're only going to have to put in your passcode. Now, if you have an iPhone 10, I believe it just scans your face very quickly. And if you have anything in between, I believe there is a touch recognition that you can use. And all of these methods are definitely going to save you a ton of time. So I definitely recommend that you use your phone to save some time. Of course, if your phone isn't an option, that's fine. Go ahead and use the Nike Sneakers website. For those of you who were confused on how to get to the Nike Sneakers website, just type in Nike launch. Then it should take you to the Sneakers website. You could sign in on there. Or if you can't get in through there, because that's understandable, go to Nike.com, go to men's, and then go to Nike Sneakers, something like that, or Sneakers Calendar, or Nike Launch, something like that. There will be an option underneath men's and underneath shoes, I believe. And once you click that, it will take you to Nike Sneakers. Now, unfortunately for us, aside from Nike Sneakers, the only stores that got them already got them on the 31st of March. This was, of course, for the Europe release, and those Europe stores actually did ship to the US if you were interested in purchasing from there. Obviously, now it's too late. However, if we do happen to get some more, raffles, for instance, I'm assuming that Shop Nice Kicks might do a first come, first serve. There's definitely potential for that. Also, I think there's a chance that Sneakers and Stuff might do a US raffle, but none of this is confirmed. Of course, if we get any news of other stores, I'm going to make a tweet about it, and if I don't make a tweet about it, I'll make an updated video on it, so definitely turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on that. So with the head of portion of the video out of the way, why don't we talk about some resale predictions for the shoe? So first off, do I think they're going to resell? Do I think they're going to sell out? Yes to both of those questions. Very simple. So after the Europe release, these shoes are currently reselling at around $260 to $600, with an average of around $300 to $350, which is definitely a ton of profit considering that the retail price was only $170. Now, so like I was mentioning before, if you only plan on reselling this shoe, which I'm definitely not going to do. I love this shoe. I like the meaning behind it. I'm definitely going to wear it. But for those of you who just want to make some money on it, I still suggest going for a 10 and a 10.5. As you can see, they're only going for around $300, so you're not going to make a ton of money in comparison to the other sizes where you would make more money, but I think you have the best chances at least getting something with a size 10 and a 10.5. Hopefully you guys could understand my logic there, but if you don't want to go with this, if you just want to make the most amount of money possible or make nothing, here are the sizes that I would recommend going for. Any of the sizes from 4 to 5.5. Those are going for the most money, and next up it is going to be sizes 12 and up. Anything in between isn't really going for a lot right now, just because the demand is around the same for everything, but the stock is a lot higher in comparison to those other sizes. And just to assure you that the US release won't demolish resale, obviously resale is going to dip. You can expect it to dip as more pairs go into circulation from this US release. But just to confirm that there will still be potential for profit, as we could see with the CR7 Air Force Ones that are actually right behind me right now, you could still profit off of any size from those. Now obviously it's not a ton of profit. I believe retail is either $110 or $115. And the lowest resale is, I think, around $200, so you could still definitely make profit from that. And that was a US release. So with this US release, I still think you can make some profit, but expect resale to definitely dip. So with the resale predictions out of the way, just for this specific shoe, I really did want to talk about the significance of the shoe. So to kick it off, as you can see, underneath the Air Max 97, and you could go check this out yourself to read it yourself on your own time. I'll just read it out to you really briefly, but essentially, as a young boy, Cristiano Ronaldo was limited to just 2 pairs of shoes, one for play and one for school. While his school shoes were all kept, his play shoes always ended up with holes thanks to his endless amount of time he spent on the pitch. Each time he'd wear a new hole in his shoes, his mother would patch it up, allowing him to get back out to hone his skills. Patched up and outfitted in Portugal red as a nod to his roots, the new Air Max 97 CR7 takes an inspiration from his childhood footwear while celebrating his continued greatness on the pitch and beyond. So just in my opinion, I definitely think that this is a cool meaning in the shoe just because it symbolizes the humble beginnings of Cristiano Ronaldo. The fact that he has so much money now, the fact that he's so successful now, but he started off with a little amount of money and he was still able to find success, I find that really motivational, and I find that, hey, if you believe in your dreams and you work towards it, it doesn't matter how much money you have right now. I think what matters is that you have the dedication and you can follow through with anything and you can continue to go on with your dreams. I don't know, that's just my interpretation of it. Of course, it is just a material object, it's just a shoe, I get it, but I still think it's a really cool meaning. I think the significance is awesome, and if you agree with me, definitely leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear that. But of course, that will conclude today's video, so feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed or if you perhaps learned something. Also, feel free to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you stay updated on all these hyped releases so I could keep you updated. Also, I do some shoe reviews where I attempt some pathetic comedic endeavors if you ever want to check out any of those. But with that, I am out of here, guys. Good luck on this release. It is only releasing on Nike sneakers as of now, so our chances of getting them are very, very slim. So good luck, of course, and have a fantastic rest of your day.
Get your foot on my foot. Get your foot on my foot. Get your foot on my foot. Get your foot on my foot.